country in North America.
North Carolina.
Ellen DeGeneres presents the biggest game show on television.
Take your hand off of there!
I'll take my hand off, and then I'll pull it back.
Ellen's Game of Games. Special preview December 18th on NBC.
You'll like this Tuesday, a night of holiday magic. Will and Grace going back in time, followed by a Superstore holiday surprise. Comedy Christmas celebration, Tuesday, 9 Eastern and Pacific, 8 Central, here on NBC.
Great show.
Will and Grace, great to have him back at Superstore as well. Cowboys take over at their own 16. Back to Morris, cutting it back. More space being created by this offensive line. Gain of 8 there. We've been watching Dak Prescott's hand, which was hit earlier. Cooper rushes the quarterback. Rookie free agent out of Central Michigan, who won the #2 job the preseason over Kellen Moore with those impressive numbers. Played his big games last year in Mount Pleasant, Michigan. Kelly Short Stadium. It's a little bit different venue and a little bit bigger stage. If the Cowboys have to go to him. Prescott hanging in there through the hand injury, which was x-rayed before halftime. Morris will carry again against his old team. Alfred Morris with a first down as he moves close to 70 yards on this night.
Yeah, just a minor point here, but Dak Prescott up under center now, taking some snaps. So that is a good sign for this offense as well, and an important sign, because really at this point, if you're the Dallas Cowboys, you'd love to never throw another pass. Just let Alfred Morris and this offensive line go to work, and you can feel the momentum building. I would think Washington now is going to start getting into some man coverage and putting extra bodies down around the line of scrimmage.
To Morris, Prescott looks, first look not there. That pass is caught. Terrence Williams able to grab it for the first down at the 38-yard line.
Well, Tyron Smith is a guy that you don't always want to mess with. Ryan Kerrigan, one of the best pass rushers in the league, just that's taken to the turf. And there's Dak Prescott, and that was some timing out there with Terrence Williams. He threw that ball well before the break. But when this offensive line is intact, playing like that, it's fun to watch.
The 38, they'll go back to the first down runs with Morris, who continues to get that first contact a little deeper and a longer run.
Here they go. The Dallas Cowboys offensive line, they love that outside zone play, and then they just let Morris read it out. Here they go again. A couple of yards before contact. Watch the double team here between the left guard Cooper and Travis Frederick. Taking them down the field. Ziggy Hood, there's 5-6 yards down the field. And if that big back, Alfred Morris, who had some incredible years with the Washington Redskins, get through the line of scrimmage, he's tough to handle.
Goes again, a good read there. Wasn't open to the left. Got him over to the right. Got him into Washington territory. First down to 46 for number 46.
Okay, my saying is always, anybody can run through a hole. Making a hole, that's the hard part. Look at this hole. Good run by Morris here to jump back in there, but that is a gaping hole inside for Morris.
You said it, Chris, when he came in with Robert Griffin III's class, 3,000-yard seasons for Washington, fell off in 2015. They decided not to pay him, not to invest the money in the running back. Now his second year here in Dallas. They fake to him this time. Prescott on the run. That's going to be out of bounds. Trying to get it in time to Bryce Butler. Timing was off. It'll be second down.
Yeah, and one of the reasons that they didn't feel like Alfred Morris would end up being a big money guy is because he's a first and second down back, right? I mean, we can see he can run the football. He's a tremendous runner. But for the Dallas Cowboys, one of the problems is the Washington Redskins also know he's not much of a receiver. So when he's in the game, they can load up and try and stop the run. The problem is you got to get through Dallas's offensive line to stop that run.
He's out. Rod Smith is in, and they're going to run Smith this time. He'll carry to the 42. They'll rule his forward progress there as we're inside of 2 minutes left. That's a tough one, because the one thing about Ezekiel Elliott, who, as you know, is going through that 6-game suspension, this is game 4. Ezekiel Elliott, you don't know what they're going to do, because you can throw to him, and he's very effective in the passing game. It's become more so this year. So Jason Garrett, look, the Cowboys see the same stuff we all do. Just got to figure out how to mix it up a little bit, not telegraph what's going to happen by the running back in.
And that's how you end up the 4th overall pick in the draft. Do it.
5 in the pattern here on third down. The pass complete to Dez Bryant. Stops on a dime. Runs into the secondary. Brought down by Switzer at the 18. First down, Cowboys. Gain of 24.
You are starting to see some of that man coverage, but you're also seeing Dak Prescott. I think that hand is fine. That was a shot in there to Dez Bryant. And then Dez almost inevitably makes that first guy miss. He just, for a big guy, has that quick first step and then some power on the back end of it. You play man coverage. That's who you have to deal with right there.
And in motion on the back end of it, too, from Bryant. Longest catch he's had in about a month. There's Morris to the right to the 16-yard line with 1 snap left, in all likelihood, in this third quarter.
Yeah, but now the defensive play calling gets tougher. I mean, you really do. You understand what you have to do now if you're Greg Minuski. You're starting to bring down the safety to Shazer Everett. So now everybody in the building is starting to understand if you want to go to Dez Bryant, you have him one-on-one.
Looking that way, it's covered. Prescott steps up, runs, ducks down at the 13. And that should bring this third quarter to an end. The fourth quarter is going to start with a big third down. Jason Garrett's team would love to punch it in, take a 3-score lead, see if Cousins and the Redskins can stay close. After 3 in Arlington, Dallas 17, Washington 7 on Thursday Night Football.
A grudge match between 2 English Goliaths with 0 margin for error. All rise for Premier League mornings, Saturday on NBC.
Tonight after the game, wait until you see this. A domestic call didn't go as planned for these cops.
After the game, see how one of the officers ended up being tased.
A pleasant weekend in store, but buckle up, Wave Country. The weather is about to take us on a wild ride. Tonight after the game on Wave 3 News.
The winner gets the trophy, and this one's for all the marbles. St. X and Trinity for the 6A State Championship Sunday in Lexington. We'll preview that matchup tonight after the game on Wave 3 News.
Whatever inspires you this holiday season, Kroger is here to help make it magical.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Celebrate with the ones you love, from traditional flavors to new favorites they'll savor, and make every moment truly special. Happy holidays from Kroger.
Save at the 4-day sale going on now. Get 5 2-liter bottles of Coke or Big Red for 77 cents each.
With so many gifts to give, I have to watch my budget. Ho, ho, ho!
That's why Santa shops Furniture Liquidators. Save $200 on our best-selling coil spring sofa, just $498 in 5 great styles. The area's best selection of recliners is on sale, as low as $298. Upgrade to Power Recline for $399. This top grain leather recliner is $398. Santa says, get up to 12 months free financing or extra discounts for cash. Merry Christmas from Furniture Liquidators. Ho, ho, ho!
The Wave 3 weather app, sponsored by Papa John's.
50 years ago, these hills were alive with the sounds of music. Now, that music has returned.
How do I stop that? Did Julie get this? Dizzy?
The adventure begins.
Okay. Oh, my God!
1, 2, 3.
Better late than never. Special preview December 11th on NBC.
You look at downtown Dallas as we remind you our aerial coverage is provided by Geico. Fourth quarter. AT&T Stadium with the roof open here in Arlington. Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth, Heather Cox. You see the brain trust for these two teams and a crucial play to start the quarter. 3rd and 5 from the 13-yard line. Prescott, end zone. Dez goes up and gets it. Touchdown, Cowboys. Flag is down. To where the catch happened.
Pass interference. Defense. Appeals declined. The result of the play is a touchdown.
Dez demanded the ball. He got it and got Dallas a big touchdown.
No mystery. Straight man-to-man. They showed it right away. It was set up with the way they were able to run the football behind this offensive line and Alfred Morris. And that is Dez Bryant. That is the tiebreaker. You have to have guys that can win one-on-one battles when it is available to your quarterback, and all he had to say is, give me the ball.
And that's what he did after the 24-yard reception at the end of the third quarter. And you're right, Chris. You said that's the tiebreaker. It truly was the tiebreaker as Bailey adds the extra point. Dez Bryant, now #1 touchdown receptions, Dallas Cowboys history. Breaks the record tie with Bob Hayes. Flashes the X for number 72. And Dallas is on top, 24-7.
He's a NASCAR champion who's faced thousands of drivers. She's a world-class swimmer who stared down the best in her sport. But for both of them, the most challenging opponent was
PE blood clots in my lung. It was really scary.
A DVT in my leg.
I had to learn all I could to help protect myself.
My doctor and I chose Xarelto.
Xarelto, to help keep me protected.
Xarelto is a latest generation blood thinner that's proven to treat and reduce the risk of DVT and PE blood clots from happening again. In clinical studies, almost 98% of patients on Xarelto did not experience another DVT or PE.
Here's how Xarelto works.
Xarelto works differently. Warfarin interferes with at least 6 blood clotting factors. Xarelto is selective, targeting just one critical factor interacting with less of your body's natural blood clotting function. Don't stop taking Xarelto without talking to your doctor, as this may increase risk of blood clots. While taking, you may bruise more easily or take longer for bleeding to stop. It may increase your risk of bleeding if you take certain medicines. Xarelto can cause serious and, in rare cases, fatal bleeding. Get help right away for unexpected bleeding, unusual bruising, or tingling. If you've had spinal anesthesia, watch for back pain or any nerve or muscle-related signs or symptoms. Do not take Xarelto if you have an artificial heart valve or abnormal bleeding. Tell your doctor before all planned medical or dental procedures and before starting Xarelto about any conditions such as kidney, liver, or bleeding problems.
You've got to learn all you can
to help protect yourself from DVT and PE blood clots. Talk to your doctor about Xarelto. There's more to know.
All smartphones are more or less the same, right? But this is the Moto Z.
Hello, Moto.
Can your phone turn into a projector? Because a 70-inch projection beats any phone screen. And they might be bragging about portrait mode, but can your phone go beyond and transform into a real 360 camera? It's time to reinvent your smartphone. It's time to move on. Moto mods on the new Moto Z from Motorola. Available at all major carriers.
Tonight, Fallon has Kumail Nanjiani.
Awards buzz?
And NFL superlatives.
He was voted most likely to wear short shorts when he washes his car.
Plus, New York Knicks Kristaps Porzingis, Miguel Performs, and hashtags. New Tonight Show.
Three of the top 4 in the Premier League Saturday morning. Man U, #2, visiting the Emirates, take on Arsenal, Chelsea, and Newcastle United before that. So three of the top 4 on the table you'll see Premier League morning on NBC. That ball bobbled and picked up and going nowhere with Fuller, and he'll bring it out to the 13-yard line. So problems for Washington, as we mentioned, going to break for Dez Bryant, career touchdown reception number 72. Passing the bullet, great Bob Hayes, all-time most Cowboys touchdown receptions.
You know, the great thing is whenever you see Dez getting mad at nobody, you know something good's going to happen. You don't know exactly what it is, but Dez has been mad at everybody and nobody, and he's been yelling at the bench, and it's one of the best parts about playing football. You just get to get mad. It's really fun.
Washington's got to go down 17 from their own 13. Samaje Perine out of the backfield gets a first down to try to get this drive started here in the fourth quarter. It's the passion that this team has needed. Remember, it's the first thing Dak Prescott was talking about with us yesterday. Energy, those energy moments that came from the Ezekiel Elliott runs that haven't been there. Dez providing some of that here. Cousins throws, Crowder catches, gain of 15 to the 38-yard line. James not letting any ball get too far away from him the rest of the night.
How many times could you say in a 24-7 game, as you look at Dez, he's still mad, in a 24-7 game, that the quarterback for the 7 team is playing really well?
Cousins again, check it down, Perine, 4 to the 42. 2nd and 6. Well, the numbers that matter the most for Jason Garrett and Jay Gruden, guys who've known each other for a long time. Carolina, Atlanta in those last two wild card spots. Tonight's winner 6-6. Atlanta's got a tough game against Minnesota. Seattle, Phillies the Sunday night game. As Perine runs to the 45, both of those teams could lose those games. If they do, then that last wild card spot is 5 losses. And tonight's winner would be sitting 6 losses, 1 game back. That's why this game, so huge.
Well, and remember, they do get Elliott back, so if they can get a few in a row, this secondary now is starting to look pretty good. They think Sean Lee may be back next week, so who knows?
The 45, 3rd and 3, gotta have it, and Cousins does with Ryan Grant. Tumbles out to the 40, catch 5 for Grant, tied for the team lead tonight.
And that's a really great throw. That's a quarterback looking out for his receiver. Threw it on the back shoulder. He knew what was coming across the way. Hitchens was going to try and take him out, and that's a quarterback protecting his receiver.
No huddle now, Washington. Got to put pedal to the metal. Crowder, gain of 7 on first down for Jamison Crowder. His 5th catch of the night, coming off a career game on Thanksgiving night.
You know, one other thing I'll mention is to have Jalen Smith able to run with Vernon Davis down the seam. There aren't many linebackers that can do that. He can fly.
It's 54, the Dallas linebacker. Here's Perine with a screen, trying to work down the numbers. Perine bounces it to the outside, and Samaje Perine gets it to the 18-yard line. So moving the ball down to the red zone efficiently.
There's a lot of things to watch on this one, but watch number 76, Richard Ash. It is a trademark of the Dallas Cowboys defensive line. They are always going to hustle back for the ball, and you see so many defensive linemen for the Cowboys making plays like that.
18, Cousins complete. It's Niles Paul, his 3rd catch all in this half. He gets 4 to the 14. This is the area of the field where Kirk Cousins has improved. He's a guy who likes it perfect. You know, he likes things in nice, neat boxes. It doesn't always happen in the red zone. You can't draw it up ideally. You got to make stuff happen. And this is where he's improved this year. Got time here. End zone shot is caught for the touchdown by Doxson. The one guy who can go up and win a ball in the air for this Washington team. Finishes off that drive and keeps the Redskins in it.
Yeah, here's the problem with that cover 2 defense that the Cowboys love. You don't know, there's nobody to cover that corner route. So you get Byron Jones, who's one of the great leapers in the history of the combine, right? Remember
right.
Some of those crazy numbers? And Doxson even goes up over the top of him. But this is a little bit of what pro football has turned into now. We saw Dez with a play like that. Doxson returns the favor.
He's at 12'3", standing tall, going up to get the sticks up there.
Yeah, what is like a world record or something, that standing broad jump that he had? So you know he can jump.
He broke your record, right?
Yeah. An old Beatles record.
Nick Rose with the extra point. Washington stays in at 24-14. Went to high school 23 miles south of here. Mansfield Legacy High School. Josh Doxson in the end zone. 10-point game.
Really? 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 Really?
Really? Really? See Zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
I can taste it. I can taste it. Taste
Oh. Guess what I just got?
I used to be spellbound in your arms.
Hello again.
Hi.
That's a big phone.
With all of your conniving, you lost your charm. You built a flame that warms my heart, but your lying and cheating has torn us apart.
You gotta send me that thing.
And
deals are here at Target. You know what that means.
Coming through, coming through, coming through!
This Sunday only, save 10% on Target gift cards. Save big with weekend deals, only at Target.
Winning Duos brought to you by Volkswagen. The winning duo around these parts tonight. Dak to Dez, targeting him 7 times, a little more than in the loss to the Chargers on Thanksgiving. 5 completions, 61 yards. And that touchdown that broke the tie with Bob Hayes of the all-time record for Dallas Cowboys. Touchdown receptions, number 72 for Dez, but Kirk Cousins perfect on the last drive, 8 of 8, walked it downfield to make it a 10-point game. Rich Bisaccia, the Dallas special teams coach, with 1 extra body up close, just in case Washington went for the onside kick. It's a deep kick and no return from Ryan Switzer. We're talking about Dez wearing that 88. Remember when Jerry Jones drafted him, he wanted to make sure that Dez had the number that Michael Irvin and Drew Pearson wore. This was a couple of weeks ago here as they honored all the Cowboys Hall of Famers, those great Hall of Fame rings. Jerry Jones getting his ring. Wife Jean, the rest of the family there to cheer on Jerry, proudly wearing that gold jacket, inducted in the Pro Football Hall of Fame this past class. There with son Steven. Jerry Jr. sitting up there as always, off to Jerry's left to the right of your screen.
And you knew he wouldn't accept that ring without Gene right by his side. They've been some partnership over the years.
Well said. All right, from the 25, see what the Cowboys can do. They've run it well on first down this half, and Alfred Morris keeps that going with a gain of 9.
Well, we talked about what a left tackle can do for you on the other side, but Tyron Smith is as big and strong and fast and athletic as anybody you're going to find in this game. We were talking to Ryan Kerrigan about him a little bit, and the vice grips is what everybody around the league calls it. When Tyron Smith gets his hands on you, Kerrigan said you might as well just go back to the huddle. Your play's over.
Morris again right up the middle, first down to the 40-yard line. Be pretty sweet for Alfred Morris to have a 100-yard game against his old team, and I think he's right at 100 now.
I tell you, Jonathan Cooper, who is like whatever Ringo used to be with the Beatles, right? The guy that never gets any attention at all, the left guard for the Dallas Cowboys. He and Travis Frederick, they're getting some movement tonight on the nose tackle. They are taking that line of scrimmage backwards for Alfred Morris.
You're a beauty. There's Jonathan Cooper and Ringo Starr in the same sentence. First and last time. Here's Morris again. Oh, this guy feels so good for him. This line is opening up big holes, and Morris is running through them. 15 there until Zach Vigil makes the tackle. Now 115 yards for the former Redskin.
Sometimes offensive linemen have to be athletes too. Watch Zach Martin picking up the safety, coming shooting through here. Not easy. Just saw it, reacted to it quickly, opened the big hole. So now we're right back in that same situation again. You're not stopping to run. You have to bring a safety down. You have man coverage again. And here you go for Brashad Breeland on the outside against Dez Bryant.
Why not keep running it? They can't stop it. 11 yards that time. Morris to 126 on the night.
Well, we talked about it on the very opening on camera tonight, and it was simply this. There was a time when this Dallas Cowboys offensive line simply dominated the league, and they're doing it tonight. This is a truly dominant performance by this group up front.
Morris has a shot at his best career rushing performance. Keeps going at this rate. He gets a break. Rod Smith comes in, and Smith keeps rolling. Gain of 4 on that one. You know, it was against Dallas, interestingly enough, last week of his rookie season. I forgot about this when he had a 200-yard game, did Alfred Morris. Before Jay Gruden was the coach there in Washington. And right now he's watching his rush defense unable to stop the Cowboys.
Yeah, and your offense has just gone down the field. Your quarterback goes 8 for 8. You just scream down the field, you get a touchdown, and you can't stop a run play. They can't stop it right now.
Play 6 of the drive. Run 6 of the drive. Run it for 49 yards on this drive. Rod Smith there, and the clock keeps moving. Be under 8 minutes when this snap comes up.
Yeah, but here's the moment right here. Yeah, you know, you get off the field right here, you let them kick a field goal, that's fine, and get your offense back out there because they smoked down the field on that last one. This is the call right now.
Ioannidis, Kerrigan, Lanier, Junior Gillette. Defensive front in there that usually does the pass rushing.
Straight man. Whoever you want to throw it to.
Third and 3. Prescott picks Williams and wins. They go after Josh Norman to get the first down.
Now I have to admit, I would not have made that choice. And that's the reason Dak Prescott's playing quarterback instead of me. But you've got Williams one-on-one against the best for the Washington Redskins, and he makes a nice move. Pressures to the outside, cuts back across his face, and you can see the frustration on Josh Norman's face. I don't think he could believe it either.
Drives first pass with a huge first down. That'll take us under 7 minutes left. Washington wanted movement, and the flag does come after they pointed out.
False start. Offense, number 46. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Morris flinched. These are two very solid teams in terms of penalties. They are both in the top 5 in the league in average penalties per game, just under 6 per. And it's been that way tonight. 4 on Washington, 3 on Dallas.
Get down, get down! Booty, lady! Lady! 22! Booty! 5-3 to Mike! 180!
Norman trying to rip the ball out from Morris, who gained 2 yards. Travis Frederick said, the corners want to come in here and try to do that? We'll do this to you.
Josh Norman is a fan of Peanut Tillman. Remember him with the Chicago Bears? He works at this stuff. We've seen him punch balls out and very careful. And there were the big dogs.
Two shaves are ever. Get out of here. 6 minutes to go. Good news for Prescott on that hand injury. He get 10 days to rest. Remember, a full week off after this.
They got 12 out there.
With the snap imminent, the flag was thrown. 12 or even more than that?
13.
They have 13 out there?
Well, if you can't stop them with 11.
Defense, 12 men on the field in formation. That's a 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
It was interesting because we saw the official jump up there by Prescott to delay the snap. You see him retreating there because there was a substitution, and Washington was trying to get a timeout too.
They were in for 13.
You get 10 yards penalty
maybe.
for that?
I don't know.
But Jay was upset. The umpire jumped in there to prevent the snap because Dallas had made a personnel change and Washington was trying to match him. Kerrigan stops Morris, loss of 3, 5:39 to go. You're in the same ballpark that you mentioned, Chris, here. Even now, a field goal and a stop here becomes very important.
Yeah, and kind of important what's going on out there to that guy as well. Jason Garrett, last year's NFL Coach of the Year, and losing streaks don't sit too well in Dallas, do they?
It was Jerry Jones who reminded everyone, hey, this was the Coach of the Year last year. Given what they've gone through with everyone missing.
There you go. One-on-one again. There's Dez.
That way. Dez goes up. Flag comes out. Rashad Breeland rode him all the way out of the back of the end zone. And it brings the flag, and he wants a face mask on Dez.
You're just not going to get the benefit of the doubt unless you're turning around looking for the ball.
Pass interference. Defense, number 26. That pass interference occurred at the 1-yard line. The ball will be placed there. First and goal.
You know, Dez had gone 5 games without a touchdown pass, and he's starting to feel it. He did get his head around just a little bit, but I think he kept his arms extended and drew the foul. And drew a little comment as well from Dez going back to the huddle.
Alfred Morris capping off a big night against his old team. Touchdown, Dallas. Out of here.
Haven't seen that home run swing for a little while.
Washington fans saw a lot of it for 4 years.
Now, so many times you got to cut off that nose tackle in order to run that way. And Travis Frederick able to get him on the ground. And for the Dallas Cowboys, Mike, what would you say? This is how it was supposed to look all along, right?
Yep.
This is what it was supposed, whether you had Ezekiel Elliott, it didn't matter who was the running back. This is the way it's supposed to look. And when this is maybe the healthiest and that little bit of time off. Remember, this wasn't a 4-day Thursday night game. This was a 7-day because they played on Thanksgiving, and this offensive line's getting it done.
Both teams on the full rest as Bailey comes on to make it 31-14. He does. You're right, Chris. There was no Ezekiel Elliott, but people saw Darren McFadden's here. Alfred Morris is here. They're deep. McFadden retired this week. Morris is back. He's back, knocking it out of the park.
Being a location scout, my office is on my back. The less stuff I have to carry, the better. With Service Pro, I have one device that does everything. Technology has really changed how I do this job. On Pacific Rim Uprising, our characters are 250 feet tall. Where in the heck are you gonna land this big robot? Pulled up a satellite image, and there is like a giant bullseye. Robots here. I feel very proud of what I bring to the screen. I have the greatest job in the world.
Now, for a limited time, any Papa John's pizza is just $10. That's any Papa John's large pizza or pan pizza, only $10. Call now or order online at papajohns.com.
Better ingredients, better pizza, Papa John's.
Okay, I gotta run.
Hey, wait, there's something I need to tell you.
Dang.
See zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
Give joy, get joy right now at Kohl's. Give joy with 25% off Under Armour and get joy with Kohl's Cash for You. Take 25% off Under Armour hoodies, fleece, and shoes. Under Armour presents for them, Kohl's Cash for You. Give joy, get joy with Under Armour at Kohl's.
It's the party of the year with the host to take on Hollywood. The 75th Annual Golden Globes, live January 7th on NBC.
Topic of the NFL this week will be the topic of Sunday. Eli Manning's future. The guys will discuss that, plus Brian Cranston live in studio. NFL Game Day morning. Rich Eisen leads the team. 7 a.m. Eastern, live on NFL Network. No return there. 31-14. Washington walked down the field last time. Let's do it even quicker this time.
It's a small finger, a worm.
Like a dagger?
Tiny sword.
Breadstick.
Matchstick.
A lamppost.
Coin slot. No.
10 seconds.
A stick, a walking stick,
the
a
Eiffel
Mount
Tower.
Kilimanjaro, big
Sorry. It's a tandem bicycle.
What?
As long as sloths are slow, you can count on Geico saving folks money. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Are you sure you're wrapping that correctly?
Oh, well, it doesn't matter how you wrap it. Your gift is already wrapped in America's most awarded network. Blanche, it happened again.
A gift is only as good as the network it's on.
Boys, I'm not sure who your father was.
Wait, what?
Monogamy wasn't exactly a priority.
I'm gonna find out. Let's do it.
Mom dated Terry Bradshaw?
Talk about a blast from the past. She had the greatest little butt.
You boys want to see how it's done?
Who was that? I think it was a person.
I'm all right.
Oh, Dad.
Got a runner.
You shot Dad.
This family has issues.
Father Figures. Rated R.
Give a little bit.
At Amazon, we've got millions of toys and games to choose from this holiday for kids of all ages, with free shipping on over 100 million items. So visit Amazon and give a little love this holiday.
Really? 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 Really?
Really?
Really?
See zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
A heinous predator targeting women for decades.
Proof of all those crimes is on my body. Oh, stay down. And you die to protect you all.
Blind Spot, all new, tomorrow on NBC.
Mazda postgame show coming up. That's later tonight on NFL Network. Rich Eisen, Steve Smith Sr., Marshall Falk, and Michael Irvin. We'll break it down. Star of the game will be on the set to talk with the guys. Could be Dak. His numbers, you know, Chris, it's one of those you look at the box score. I guess you call it up on your phone these days. 11 of 22, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. You look at those quarterback numbers and Kirk Cousins, and you say, oh, Dallas lost.
Could invite the whole offensive line of the Cowboys, but you probably had to feed them.
That was Thanksgiving night, right? John Dobson here to the 33, gain of 8 on first down.
We were talking about it during the break, though. Can you remember a score this lopsided in which you would say the quarterback of the losing team has been absolutely brilliant? He's been absolutely brilliant tonight.
26-35, 251. Remember, he lost his right tackle earlier in the game. It was already a makeshift line to begin with. Lost his left tackle for a snap.
The interception was off a ball that hit a receiver's right in the hands.
Did lose a fumble, but other than that, oh, what a shot he took. He walked right into a big hit from big David Irving. And the Cowboy player is the one who doesn't get up here. And it's Lawrence, DeMarcus Lawrence. What a hit.
Oh my goodness. You just don't see hits like this that are clean in the pocket like that. Whoa.
Step out for a moment.
Okay, I gotta run.
Hey, wait, there's something I need to tell you.
Dang.
Dang.
See zero in a whole new way. Get 0 down, 0 deposit, 0 first month's payment, and 0 due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
Let's go, bud. Right here.
Be awesome to have this guy around all the time.
Let's go, bud. Right here. Let's go, bud. Right here. Right here.
Here's to the friends you can always count on.
Hey, Google, add coffee from Walmart to my cart.
Okay, I've added it to your cart.
Add a baking pan.
Add paper towels.
The extra large is available in aubergine.
Is that like red?
So the decision to
downsizing takes the pressure right off, especially money pressure. We live like kings.
Your $100,000 translates to $12 million.
Wow.
I just got another diamond bracelet.
Nervous?
Little.
Downsizing.
Isn't that cute?
Oh my God.
December 22nd.
Thursday night football. It's Saints. It's Falcons. When it's on, it's on. New Orleans has a division title in reach, but Atlanta is defending their NFC crown. Thursday night football. Next Thursday at 8 on NFL Network, NBC, and streaming on Amazon Prime Video.
DeMarcus Lawrence got up, walked off under his own power after the big hit by David Irving on Kirk Cousins. 4th sack for that Dallas defensive line tonight. 3rd and 10. Cousins has some time here, but it was knocked down. It was Tyrone Crawford from his defensive end spot.
Here we go, right there. Watch this one. David Irving going to loop inside. Wanjo's going to lose track, and man, you want to know why people are going to be lining up either the Redskins or other teams to get Kirk Cousins? Took that shot, got right back in the huddle in a game that's basically over.
4th and 10, gotta have it. Cousins pass deflected and intercepted. Taking it back, Anthony Brown, who was benched coming into this game, and will come out of here with an interception. Flag back in the secondary, and the Cowboys and the Redskins. Names may change, emotions do not. And Craig Rolstad's officiating crew doing as good a job as they can to cut this thing off before it becomes out of hand. I think we got everybody separated off to their sides. Here's the replay.
David Irving, he's so hot, even when he doesn't get pressure, he jumps up and tips the ball and gets the interception. So Kirk Cousins, 2 interceptions tonight. So if you're a stat hound, you go, oh man, he didn't play very well, but 1 drop and 1 tip pass.
6'7" Irving, big impact on that drive as he tipped it in the air. And you know what, Chris, how often we talk about football and fantasy football and stats. Line play, both ways, Dallas wins.
Absolutely. And it's been a little while. I mean, this was a bit of a slump here for this pass rushing team. You know, DeMarcus Lawrence, who's back on top now, he was...
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct against Washington. That penalty will be assessed half the distance from the goal. First down, Dallas.
There we go. Even Prince Albert liked that one. But DeMarcus Lawrence only had 1 sack in the last 4 games, and both sides of this offensive line, you know what they tell us though? Jason was telling us, he said Sunday, nobody ever practices on a Sunday.
Right.
They're out in full pads, cranking it up, and it showed. And you know who probably loved it more than anybody else is Rod Marinelli.
Oh, yeah.
Rod Marinelli's as old school as it could be. His guys came out fired up, hitting people tonight, and it matched what they did on offense.
4:16 to go. Toss to Rod Smith. It's Tyron Smith out there leading the way as Keith Smith blocking for him. It's a Smith fest down to the 1.
Good eye, Michael. That was Tyron Smith all the way. Pretty amazing when you have athletes like that on the edge. We have Trent Williams on the other side, Jason Peters. We've seen guys playing that position who look like halfbacks coming around the corner. And Josh Norman, I don't know if I'd put my hand on his throat or not.
From the 1, Smith will be stopped short. We keep the clock running under 4 minutes left. For what it's worth, Colt McCoy is warming up for Washington. When they get the ball back, he'll likely go in.
We get Cooper Rush, too. Never know. How much do you love listening to the conversation at the line of scrimmage?
That's great.
I don't think anybody could fully understand the amount of talk going on between the quarterback, the center's calling out the signals, the defense is calling out signals. Everybody's trying to communicate something at the line of scrimmage.
It's all a run up the middle, and it's I believe it's a touchdown. Let's see. Go in and check. Nope. Stopped short. Rod Smith stopped just shy of the goal line. Well, Dallas fans think he's in.
Yeah, it looked like he got turned around, whipped around right at the line of scrimmage, and the ball never really did cross the line. How those line judges can see that, I have no idea. But watch his body just completely turned sideways, and the ball, his back may have crossed into the goal line, but I don't think the ball ever did.
Julian Mapp, the line judge, the call there. He got in there and saw through all those bodies that he wasn't in. Smith trying again. This time easy to see. Into the end zone for a Dallas touchdown.
Well, the one group that we've been talking about tonight over here, maybe a little bit of a surprise, but big night for Jonathan Cooper, teamed up with Travis Frederick to go along with Zach Martin on the other side, Lyle Collins, Tyron Smith. Give them all game balls. That offensive line was dynamic.
And Rod Smith, whose brother Jalen plays on the other side, the linebacker. One wears 45, the other wears 54. There he hands the touchdown, his second of his career. He had his first on Thanksgiving. Hands it to his brother. 38-14.
There's a whole bunch of Cowboys fans around the country going, hey, hey, hey. You know, and we were going through the schedule, and it's not that long before they get Ezekiel Elliott back, and they just have to win two.
Who do they play next?
At the Giants, right?
Slightly in the news this week.
Slightly in the news this week.
The San Diego Chargers and the New York Giants have exchanged their draft picks.
Here we go. What's been dubbed the Manning Bowl.
Gonna be sacked. No, he got out of it. And it is caught. And the Giants have won Super Bowl 46.
An Iron Man making his 210th consecutive start.
And little did we know that a couple of hours ago, when Al Michaels said that, when Eli came out for the game against Washington on Thanksgiving night, that would be the end of the streak at 210, and not because of injury. You can't really call it a benching because they asked, do you want to start to keep the streak alive? Whatever it is, it was, we're going to see the young guys, and the guy's been the face of the franchise. We're going to push to the side, at least for now.
Yeah, it wasn't a great night for Eli Manning. He missed a couple of easy throws in that one that really could have turned the game, and I understand that. And I also understand you're going to want to take a look and see what you have, because the Giants are in a very unusual position here, that they're going to get one of the top picks in the draft. We don't know exactly where, but they're going to get one of the top picks, and there's a lot of really good quarterbacks. They're going to be coming out in the draft this year. So, but there's also a lot of really good teams in the National Football League. When you start to consider, and I don't know what's going to happen with Kirk Cousins, I have no idea, but the potential of those two guys being on the open market, you can go down the list. Jacksonville, Denver, the Jets, Browns, Cardinals, and then, of course, Washington and New York may end up swapping. Who knows? You know, it could be absolutely insane coming down the stretch here, but it's hard to not think about Jacksonville, right? I mean, Tom Coughlin, it's hard to not think about with what they have on defense and what they have with their running game. That's the one I can't get out of my head.
Colt McCoy in at quarterback for the Redskins. 6-yard run for Marshall. Here's Heather Cox.
So, guys, Jason Witten's been facing Eli Manning as a division rival for all of Eli's 14-year career. And Jason didn't mince words when I asked him about Eli, telling me, I just hate it. As a competitor, I know what he's all about. The bigger the moment got, the better he played and the class he did it with. I hate to see the way it went down for him, and I know he has a lot of good football left. We are better because of guys like him in our game.
One of the classiest people people in the league talking about one of the classiest people in the league. As we hit the 2-minute warning, that was heard around the league. Guys like Phillip Rivers, former Giants. Eli Manning handled this very difficult moment with the same class he's handled his entire career in New York. 2-minute warning here on the way to a Cowboys victory, 38-14, Dallas.
This year I'm gonna do something to bring awareness to bullying.
Bullying is not what you want to do.
If somebody reaches out and gets help, it can be stopped and eliminated.
This is the bully-free zone.
Hey, Lindsay.
Lindsey Vaughn.
Lindsey Vaughn.
Lindsay.
Hi, Lindsey Vaughn.
Vaughn into trouble.
Lindsey.
Let's go, Lindsay. Lindsay Vaughn.
There are stories of compassion and perseverance in every corner of this country. People who are inspiring America.
Every week on NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt.
Back here at AT&T Stadium with a reminder that the Volkswagen postgame report is coming up. Heather Cox will speak with the star of the game. We'll wrap up this one as we all get set to head out to Seattle for the Seahawks and the Eagles, the top team in the NFL in terms of record on Sunday Night Football. It's a good week. You have some good matchups of teams with winning records. Minnesota at Atlanta. Detroit at Baltimore is an important game in the wild card mix on both sides, the A and NFC. New England goes up to Buffalo. A couple of teams with winning records. Carolina at New Orleans. And the aforementioned Sunday night.
You know, one other note on Eli Manning. And, of course, he's thrilled us in Super Bowls, probably going to the Hall of Fame, you know, all that kind of stuff. But maybe one of my favorite things that he did, they offered him a chance to start to keep the streak alive, right? Yeah, we'll let you start, and then we'll bring in those other guys. And if there was ever a family of purists, it's the Manning family. He said, no thanks. No thanks. This isn't about records. This isn't about streaks. That's not what this is about. If you want to see, and it wasn't said in a mean-spirited, I'm angry kind of way. It was, that record stands for something, 210 straights. Let's not make anything artificial about that.
First down run by Perine. Final minute here is Washington and Jay Gruden run it out. I thought one of the neat things that I heard in the aftermath of it was the very next day in the Giants facility, there early in the morning in the cafeteria, was Eli sitting with Davis Webb, who's one of the young quarterbacks who we're supposed to see here somewhere down the line. Just helping them get ready for what's the next phase.
I'm just telling you, be careful about letting Kirk Cousins and Eli Manning go to one of these young, talented teams that don't have a quarterback. You don't know. We saw his brother do okay in that scenario, right?
In Denver. Well, Alfred Morris, second player in the history of this series to run for both teams for 100 yards. Dwayne Thomas did it. 127 tonight for Alfred Morris. Best game he's had in 4 seasons. So Ezekiel Elliott not here for another couple of games. And Dallas gets what they were hoping to get. Strong effort from the O-line. Dak Prescott through the pain of the hand injury. And the team Dallas has beaten the most, Washington, they beat for the 70th time in franchise history. Final score, Dallas 38, Washington 14. Volkswagen postgame report is next. This has been Thursday Night Football.
Tuesday, a night of holiday magic. As Will and Grace goes back in time.
Who survived scurvy and has big news?
To a simpler way of life.
What you're wearing? 1888 Cow. They'd like their drapes back.
A Will and Grace gay old Christmas.
When you spend your life at sea without women, you learn to drop your line over the other side of the railing.
Followed by a Superstore holiday surprise.
Snowball fight! Ow!
A comedy Christmas celebration. Tuesday, 9/8 Central on NBC.
New here tonight after the game.
They served hundreds of officers, but now those officers are having to investigate the credit union. This, as a top executive, is suspended. We break this story tonight.
A pleasant weekend in store, but buckle up, Wave Country. The weather is about to take us on a wild ride. The winner gets the trophy. St. X and Trinity for the 6A state championship Sunday in Lexington. We'll preview that matchup tonight after the game on Wave 3 News.
Whoa, it's him. I told you so.
gotta get this coat on, all right? All right, good. Ready to go. All right, let's go.
When what to my wondering eyes should appear but a miniature sleigh. An acorn.
Mom said it was my turn.
Why?
I want to play. I want to play. Mom said it was my turn.
Here you go.
Oh my God, it's Santa Claus! Can I please have a cookie?
Of course.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, no, thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Sweetie, that's not Santa.
With so many gifts to give, I have to watch my budget. Ho, ho, ho!
That's why Santa shops Furniture Liquidators. Save $200 on our best-selling coil spring sofa, just $498 in 5 great styles. The area's best selection of recliners is on sale, as low as $298. Upgrade to Power Recline for $399. This top grain leather recliner is $398. Santa says, get up to 12 months free financing or extra discounts for cash. Merry Christmas from Furniture Liquidators.
Ho, ho, ho!
Lauren Jones on Wave 3 News Sunrise. Welcome to the Volkswagen SUVW post-game report.
Dez Bryant with his first touchdown since week 7. And it is the Cowboys' first win without Ezekiel Elliott during his 6-game suspension. And Dallas comes up with a much-needed win to kick off Week 13 on Thursday Night Football, coming up with a monster W against the Washington Redskins, thanks to a nice bounce-back performance by Dak Prescott as well. Moments ago, he was with Heather Cox.
Dak, let's be honest. The spotlight was really shining on you tonight to help turn things around for this team in what many were calling an elimination game. So just how'd you do it?
I just trusted in myself, trusting these teammates and this organization. All those guys have my back, have been behind me. We just continue to stay at it. We came out and we played like a team tonight, and that's Cowboy football.
After scoring less than 10 points in each of the last 3 games, the offense ignited. What changed for you guys?
Just that tempo, that demeanor. We just came out and we played like a team that was hungry and a team that needed this win. And that's us. And we've got to continue to do that and grow off of that.
Dak, you injured that right hand in the second quarter. We can actually visually see the swelling getting worse and worse as the game progressed. In what ways were you impacted out there?
I couldn't think about it for the most part. Just had to keep gripping the ball, keep throwing on the sideline, and it worked out, so it was fine.
The good news is now 10 days of rest. Congrats, Dak.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you, Mike.
All right, Heather, thank you. So they'll play at the Giants in 10 days. And don't you think there'll be a few number 10 jerseys in the crowd? That'll be the Giants' first game back in MetLife since the whole Eli Manning story. Chris, we all head to Seattle. Alan Michelle will join us for the Seahawks and the Eagles. Now let's think about this for a minute. The Eagles win, and Dallas can't win the division because the Eagles have to lose out and Washington has to win, and Dallas has to win out. But Dallas fans should be rooting for the Eagles because Seattle's the team that Dallas has the most likely shot to catch in the whole wild card setup.
I'm not sure they have the stomach for that. That might be a little hard for them to do. But you're right, they're actually really more chasing Seattle than they would be Philadelphia. But the one thing I love is when, we can anoint young stars, right?
Yeah.
And nobody can do it better than we can. And Carson Wentz is that guy right now.
Real.
He's very much in the MVP hunt, all those kinds of things. And now he goes on the road. Now you go get a little taste of Michael Bennett and Seattle's defense and all of that. And then he goes on the road again on the West Coast. They stay on the West Coast, and he gets Wade Phillips' defense against the Rams. So this is going to be that moment. And if he comes out of those 2 games and they still have 1 loss, we know we have something pretty special.
And Jim Schwartz and the Eagles defense has it rolling. Can they stop Russell Wilson? He makes plays against everyone. It'll be a lot of fun on Sunday night. Good part of a terrific Week 13. Started with a Cowboys 38-14 win over Washington, and we'll wrap it up right after this.
Really? 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 Really?
Really?
Really? See zero in a whole new way. Get zero down, zero deposit, zero first month's payment, and zero due at signing on select Volkswagen models. Now with the People First warranty.
Hey guys, I hope you enjoyed the game. Stay tuned because we got a great show tonight. Kumail Nanjiani is here. We have Tonight Show hashtag NFL Superlative from the New York Knicks, Kristaps Porzingis, and music from Miguel. You don't want to miss it. It's a great show.
Thank you for watching the Volkswagen SUVW post-game report.
So enjoy the rest of your weekend. We'll see you on Sunday night in Seattle. Carson Wentz and the Eagles battle. Russell Wilson to the Seahawks. What a good one we have for you next Thursday night. NFC South battle, New Orleans and Atlanta, beginning with football night in Atlanta at 7:30 Eastern Time. 38-14, Dallas, our final score tonight. Coming up next on NBC, except for the West Coast. Stay tuned for your local news. And for those on NFL Network, the Mazda postgame show is next. Thanks to Fred Cadelli, Drew Essekoff, Rob Highland, and our terrific team downstairs in the truck with Chris Collinsworth and Heather Cox, Mike Tirico. So long from Dallas. Thanks for watching Thursday Night Football.
NBC Sports, home of Super Bowl 52. Thanks you for watching this presentation of the National Football League.
All right, off you go.
Casual Fridays at Buckingham Palace? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Nathan saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
JCPenney asks, how much is your holiday budget?
Around the $400 range.
You could beat that. Take the JCPenney Holiday Challenge, where you can find what you want for less.
I'll do it. He does love monster trucks. He'll be super excited. That's his team. This will be perfect. These prices are great. Ooh, right. This is a score.
The total for everything you got today is $299.
Oh my gosh. Are you serious?
Get everything on your list for less than you think. JCPenney.
Hi, I'm Paul. I used to ask if you could hear me now, but I made the smart choice and switched to Sprint. These days, all networks are great, so why would anyone pay twice as much with Verizon? Now, when you switch, you'll get 4 lines of unlimited for $25 a month with the 5th line free. 5 lines for only $100 a month. That's 50% off the unlimited rates of the other guys. It's the best price for unlimited.
Don't let a 1% difference cost you twice as much. Plus, switch and get 50% off Samsung's newest phones.
Think about what you can do with all that extra money.
Seth Meyers welcomes Allison Williams and Ben Mendelsohn. New Late Night with Seth, NBC Tonight.
This holiday season, Bluegrass Cellular wants to help you put something special under the tree for a price that will make you feel positively merry. It's the season of Samsung savings, with $250 off select Samsung devices, including the Samsung Galaxy S8, S8 Plus, and the new Samsung Galaxy Note 8. Shop online or get to your nearest Bluegrass Cellular store today. Bluegrass Cellular, your community expanded.
Ta-da! Wow! This looks exactly like my car. This is my car. There's Jimmy's car seat. I'm a little confused.
Come on, look at this.
Are those WeatherTech floor liners? You got them for the front and the back? This is perfect!
WeatherTech is the perfect gift for vehicle lovers everywhere. With floor liners, cargo liners, and a full line of automotive protection products that help keep your vehicle looking its best. Order today at WeatherTech.com. Happy holidays from WeatherTech.
Lauren Jones on Wave 3 News Sunrise. Expect more right now. You're watching Wave 3 News.
A Wave 3 News exclusive investigation. LMPD officers could be the victims of a banking scheme. Members of the Louisville Metro Police Officers Credit Union are stunned. They're trying to figure out what's been going on with their accounts.
Wave 3 News investigative reporter Natalia Martinez with this story you'll only see on Wave 3 News.
LMPD is now investigating something that could affect many of their own. It's a theft investigation that's just now getting started. The Louisville Metro Police Officers Credit Union. Their motto is serving those who serve us. But now, one of their top executives is suspended and police are investigating. LMPD tells us the representatives with the credit union contacted them, filing a criminal report related to theft this week. They could not tell us who they are investigating and how much money we may be talking about. I did speak with a few LMPD officers who told me there were fictitious accounts set up in officers' names. That is not something that LMPD or the credit union could officially confirm. The credit union, however, did tell me that their vice president, Josephine Crow, has been suspended. They too confirmed an investigation, but they declined to give more specifics other than that. They did want to assure their clients that they are fully insured and that they are actively working to figure things out and help their customers. I did try to reach Crow to tell us what's going on, but her cell phone was off and no one came to the door. A couple of things. Crow has not been charged. LMPD is a separate entity from the credit union. A spokesperson with the department told me that their financial crimes unit is investigating, but that these types of cases take time. At LMPD headquarters, Natalia Martinez, Wave 3 News.
Tonight, we're learning more about the Good Samaritan killed on National Turnpike while helping a friend whose Jeep broke down. 23-year-old Mohammed Sam is a JCTC student. He loved soccer and computers. He'd become a vital part of the Sudanese community in Louisville.
If you need some help, he will not turn it down. If you call him, doesn't matter. Any time of day, he's there.
He's very wonderful. He was a great person.
Well, police say Sam's friend called him for help around 7:30 last night. Sam was working on that Jeep. Another driver did not see them and then crashed into them. No charges are expected to be filed.
Right now, the search continues for the person who shot and killed a man in the Shawnee neighborhood on Tuesday. 21-year-old Roderick Johnson was shot 6 times. That was at 38th and Jefferson Streets. He was taken off life support at U of L Hospital. The family plans to donate Roderick's organs.
I think Roger would have liked that, and that's a good way that my son will live on, because he's got a good heart, and I know there's someone out there that needs it.
His adoptive mother told us Roderick was not a gangbanger. She thinks he was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and no one has been arrested for the shooting.
With colder temperatures tonight, it is a white flag night for Louisville's homeless. After one recent homeless camp was destroyed, a new ordinance would require more notice before taking away any of their belongings. Wave 3 News reporter William Joy explains why advocates say this law is needed.
You've probably driven by homeless camps before. They're under bridges, they're in wooded areas throughout the metro and beyond. And when a recent one was destroyed, it left many without any belongings, and it may lead to the creation of a new law.
It's a pretty big issue.
Louisville's Coalition for the Homeless estimates 1,200 to 1,500 people in the city are homeless.
They can't afford housing.
Camps have sprouted up where bridges become roofs and sidewalks serve as porches.
You know, what we're talking about here is everything that someone owns.
Bill Hollander was upset after a camp in Portland was removed in late October for health concerns.
The notice was not effective at all, and so we thought it was important that we really say, no, we can do better than moving people and all of their belongings.
He's proposing a new ordinance requiring a 21-day notice and that the city hold on to personal items they remove.
Their clothes, their bedding, their family pictures. It's heartbreaking to see all of that disappear.
People lost their belongings, they lost their home.
For Schaefer, the moves just shift a problem to begin with.
It really doesn't do anything because the folks are going to be somewhere.
But making the informal policy law might provide some help.
Get to these folks ahead of time, send outreach teams to them, try to get people into shelters as much as we can.
If we're going to move people, we ought to do it in a way they get effective notice so that they can gather up their belongings as opposed to having them go to the landfill.
Hollander and Francis both say the only real way to fix the problem is with more affordable housing and better resources. Reporting at City Hall, William Joy, Wave 3 News.
Tonight, the Metro Council voted to approve a new tree ordinance. It says any tree removed from a public right-of-way must be replaced. The cost would fall on the closest property owner. Opponents were concerned the ordinance includes fines that could be as high as $10,000. In the end, the vote was 20-3 in favor.
Rick Pitino suing the University of Louisville Athletics Association for $39 million, claiming breach of contract. Pitino says he was not given the 10-day required written notice or an opportunity to plead his case before U of L placed him on indefinite administrative leave, locking the doors on his office. He wants the Athletic Association to pay out the rest of that contract. That's $4.3 million a year through 2026. Athletic Association board member Bill Stone tells Wave 3 News he's not surprised by this suit.
Lawsuits are part of it. There's no question about it. And if you or I were in Coach Pitino's position, you might consider a lawsuit from his point of view. So I do not take it personally. I'm not angry about it.
Pitino was fired last month as part of the federal pay-for-play bribery scandal. He reiterated today he did not participate or know about alleged payments made to the family of U of L recruit Brian Bowen by Adidas executives.
The space-sharing website Airbnb helps travelers find places to stay in 190 countries and 34,000 cities.
Yeah, but that does not include Jeffersontown. Airbnb hosts there are breaking city laws prohibiting such short-term rentals.
And Wave 3 News reporter David Mattingly finds the city is cracking down.
Airbnb hosts in Jeffersontown could be facing fines if they don't stop what they're doing. But while they're breaking city law, one Airbnb host says it's time the city caught up with the times. Rick Redding has been renting his home out to Airbnb customers for years. The $150 a night 3-bedroom, 1-bath cottage in J-Town is rented out almost a third of the year. Things were going great until the city showed up and told him to stop. Did you know this at the time, that you were operating something illegally?
I wasn't aware of the law, and certainly I didn't think if there was one, it would be enforced.
It's illegal to rent a house in Jeffersontown for less than 30 days. That puts Redding out of business. If he keeps breaking the law, he could be fined up to $500 a day. But city officials say right now they're not focusing on punishment. They want compliance, which means no Airbnb operations anywhere within the city limits of Jeffersontown. How many of these are we talking about here?
At this time, we don't know. Short-term rentals is something that many times people do from their home and don't advertise. If they advertise them on a platform, as you mentioned, Airbnb or one of the other ones, the address isn't put there. So it's hard to tell how many people actually in the Jeffersontown neighborhood are doing them or how many people in the Jefferson County is doing them.
The mayor says enforcement will continue unless the city council changes the law. Airbnb released this statement saying, "We ask all hosts to follow their local rules and regulations. At the same time, we are partnering with communities across the country to create fair, progressive rules for home sharing." In the meantime, Rick Redding is losing income and losing patience.
J-Town is on the wrong side of this issue because they're standing in the way of progress.
An Airbnb spokesman also tells me that the company is now ready, if the city is willing, to collaborate and write some new laws. David Mattingly, Wave 3 News.
The Seelbach Hotel in downtown Louisville has been sold. Columbus-based Rockbridge purchased the hotel at 4th and Ali. It'll be managed by Louisville-based Musselman Hotel Management. The Seelbach, with a rich history, of course, it is included on the National Register of Historic Places. F. Scott Fitzgerald frequented the hotel while stationed at Camp Taylor to drink bourbon and smoke cigars. He used the Seelbach as the backdrop for Tom and Daisy's wedding reception in The Great Gatsby. The hotel, also a favorite of legendary gangster Al Capone. His favorite room has 2 hidden doors behind special panels leading to those secret passageways.
Changes could be coming to Chenoweth Lane near St. Matthews. A public meeting held tonight to discuss proposed safety and drainage improvements. The changes would be made on Chenoweth between the railroad crossing and US 42. There are a couple of options on the table for the business district. The first would eliminate some entrances from businesses onto Chenoweth and force drivers to use back roads there. The second would add a center turn lane between Stabler and Massey Avenue.
Everybody seems to be pleased to see this work that's coming out. It's not major impacts to the residents or the businesses along the roadway.
Well, the options presented tonight were drawn up after a planning study a couple of years ago. This was the first of several public meetings they'll have on this.
Extending summer break. New here at 11 Clark County School Districts, moving away from year-round school calendars. Our partners, the News and Tribune, reporting West Clark Community School just approved its calendar for next year. Students will return to school the second week of August instead of going back in late July. They'll get 1 week off for fall and spring breaks, and the last day of school will be before Memorial Day. That's if there are no snow makeup days. Greater Clark also switching back to a more traditional calendar. Clarksville Community Schools still deciding.
Deported 5 times, then charged in a deadly shooting on a San Francisco pier. This case sparking national immigration debate, and tonight there's a not guilty verdict.
A brazen crime caught on camera. $30,000 worth of jewelry stolen by a child at the direction of his mother.
Lots of talk about this pattern flip in our weather coming up for next week, but in the short term, it's fog that may slow you down in the morning. We'll take a look at some of the visibilities across the area and what we expect for that morning commute and the weekend to follow, too. Coming up from the Weather Garden.
When we say expect more right now, what does that mean? How does it benefit you?
A commitment to finding solutions for you with Taking Back Your Streets.
We care about this community.
Everybody has a position to play in this.
Investigations to expose what needs to get better.
You have to look over your shoulder every time you're walking down the street.
Delivered now.
Stepping up to the plate with you to make a difference.
The efforts that we have can really have an impact.
Expect more right now from Wave 3 News.
Oh, Christmas tree, ours came from Kentucky.
Nothing says home for the holidays like a beautiful Kentucky Proud tree or wreath. Kentucky Proud. Good for you. Good for Kentucky.
It's the season when lists are made, wishes are granted, and dreams really do come true. When Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, Meijer's got amazing deals on great gifts. Like Barbie, For Real Friends, LG TVs, and everything you need to bake a Christmas full of cookies. Plus, spend $100 Thursday through Saturday, get a $10 coupon for next week. Believe, we've got everything else you need.
Kentucky holidays taste great with Kentucky cheeses. Kentucky cheese is mighty fine, 'cause it always pleases.
Nothing says home for the holidays like artisan crafted Kentucky Proud cheese. Kentucky Proud. Good for you. Good for Kentucky.